Welcome back, Lincoln Currency. Alright, let's dive straight into part 1 of the very long YouTube script about the 2000 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent, and we'll make it sound like a spoken narration for a video without any headings, captions, or sections, just a flowing story so you can use it directly for your video voiceover. In the world of coin collecting, there are few things as fascinating as the humble 1-cent coin because hidden within its small copper-plated surface is a story of American history, economics, design, and even unexpected fortune. The year 2000 might not seem that long ago, but for collectors and numismatists it represents a pivotal era in the continuing legacy of the Lincoln cent. The story of the 2001 cent coin begins, as all coins do, with the United States Mint, a government institution that has been striking the nation's money since the late 18th century, and by the turn of the millennium it had already produced billions of pennies featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His portrait first appeared on the 1-cent coin in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of his birth, and it became one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. By the time the year 2000 came around, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for over 90 years, and yet it remained one of the most widely recognized and used coins in America. The basic specifications of the 2001 cent coin are worth understanding because they are crucial to both collectors and historians. The coin has a standard weight of 2.5 grams, a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.52 millimeters. It is composed of a copper-plated zinc core, with the inner metal being 97.5% zinc, and the outer plating consisting of 2.5% copper. This composition was introduced in 1982, replacing the previous bronze alloy that had been used for decades. The change was necessary because rising copper prices made it too expensive to continue producing pennies with a high copper content. By 2000, the zinc-based version had become the norm, and millions upon millions were produced at various mint facilities across the United States, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The obverse of the coin features the familiar right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. This design is one of the most iconic in American numismatics, and has remained largely unchanged since its introduction more than a century earlier. Above Lincoln's head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is inscribed to the left, and the date 2000 appears to the right. Coins minted in Philadelphia bear no mint mark, while those from Denver carry a small D beneath the date, and those from San Francisco, used for proof coins, display an S. The reverse side of the coin depicts the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. A remarkable detail that many people overlook above the memorial is the inscription "United States of America," and below it the denomination 1 cent along with the motto "E pluribus unum." While most 2000 pennies are common and worth only their face value, there are rare examples that command extraordinary sums at auction. The reason behind this massive difference in value comes down to a few key factors: rarity, condition, minting errors, and collector demand. The vast majority of 2001 cent coins will never be worth more than a few cents, even in circulated condition, but there are coins out there that have sold for thousands, tens of thousands, and in a few legendary cases, even millions of dollars. One of the most talked about stories in numismatics involves a rare 2001 cent era coin that reportedly fetched an astonishing price of over $90 million. At a private sale, according to numismatic reports, this coin was struck with a dramatic double-die obverse error combined with an ultra-high grade certified by a leading grading agency. It is believed to be a unique specimen, or possibly one of only a few known examples, making it one of the most valuable pennies in history. Part 2 ChatGPT said. In the world of coin collecting, patience, curiosity, and a keen eye can turn even the smallest discovery into a life-changing moment, and when it comes to the 2001 cent United States coin, there is a vast universe of detail and history waiting to be explored. Continuing our deep journey into the story of this remarkable coin, we must go beyond the basics of weight, composition, and design, and look closely at the subtleties that separate an ordinary cent from a legendary treasure. Because while billions of these coins were minted in 2000, only a tiny fraction hold the potential to be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars, and understanding why requires exploring the art and science of coin minting, grading varieties, and the sometimes mysterious forces of the collector's market. To understand the potential value of any coin, including the 2000 penny, one must first understand the minting process. Every coin produced by the United States Mint goes through several steps, starting with the creation of metal blanks known as planchets. These blanks are fed into high-speed presses where they are struck between two dies engraved with the coin's design. The obverse die creates the front image featuring Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse die imprints the Lincoln Memorial and inscriptions. If everything goes according to plan, the result is a standard coin that is virtually identical to billions of others. But minting is a complex process, and mistakes can and do happen. Sometimes the die is misaligned, sometimes the planchet is fed incorrectly, sometimes two dies collide without a planchet between them, creating a clash, and sometimes a die develops cracks or doubling that get transferred onto every coin it strikes. These accidents are known as mint errors, and they are the heartbeat of modern coin collecting. For the 2000 penny, errors can range from minor curiosities worth a few dollars to spectacular rarities worth tens of thousands. One of the most sought after is the doubled die obverse, a type of error where the design elements on the front of the coin appear doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. Collectors love doubled dies because they are dramatic, visible without magnification, and extremely rare. Another fascinating error is the off-center strike, where the planchet is not seated correctly, and the design is struck partially off-center, creating a crescent-shaped blank area. The more off-center the strike without losing major design details, the more valuable the coin becomes. Then there are transitional errors which occur when a coin is struck on a planchet intended for a different year or denomination. For example, a 2000 penny struck on a leftover copper planchet from before 1982 would be an astonishing find, weighing around 3.11 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams, and worth potentially tens of thousands at auction. Broad strikes, partial colors, die caps, and brockages are other error types that have been documented for this year, each with its own level of rarity and desirability. These errors are often one of a kind, making them the holy grail for advanced collectors and the subject of intense bidding wars. But errors are only part of the story. Condition also plays a monumental role in determining a coin's value. The 2000 penny, like all coins, is graded on a scale from poor to perfect mint state using a system established by numismatists. Over a century ago, circulated coins typically fall below extremely fine condition, showing signs of wear, while uncirculated coins range from mint state 60 to mint state 70. A perfect MS-70 coin is a flawless example with no visible marks under magnification, and these are exceptionally rare for modern coins due to the sheer volume of coins produced and handled. Even the difference between an MS-66 and MS-67 grade can translate to hundreds of dollars in value. Grading is typically performed by professional services like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Company (NGC), both of which encapsulate coins in protective holders and certify their authenticity and grade. This certification adds credibility and value, making it essential for high-end collectors and investors. Beyond errors and condition, there is another element that drives demand: varieties. And varieties are intentional or unintentional changes in the design or production of a coin that differentiate one example from another. These can include repunched mint marks, die cracks, small date or large date variations, and other subtleties that can only be seen under magnification. The 2000 Lincoln cent does not have many widely recognized varieties compared to earlier dates, but there are a few minor die markers and anomalies that specialists look for. These small differences may seem insignificant to the casual observer, but to the advanced numismatist they can mean the difference between a $5 coin and a $5,000 one. Now let us turn to the human side of the story. The Collectors, the dealers, and the investors who have shaped the market for the 2000 penny and other modern rarities. The coin collecting community is a vibrant global network of passionate individuals, many of whom dedicate decades to building collections, studying varieties, and hunting for elusive errors. Every year, coin shows, auctions, and conventions draw thousands of attendees, where coins like the rare 2000 double die or copper transitional error become the stars of the show. Stories circulate of pocket change discoveries where an ordinary citizen found a rare penny worth a fortune, and these stories fuel the excitement and mystery surrounding coin collecting. One of the most famous examples involves a collector who purchased a small bag of unsearched pennies from a local bank in 2005 only to discover an extremely rare 2000 off-center strike graded MS-66 that later sold for over $15,000 at auction. Such stories remind us that valuable coins are still out there waiting to be discovered, and of course, there is the now legendary tale of a 2000 penny rumored to have sold for an astounding $92 million. This coin, believed to be a unique mint error with unmatched historical and numismatic significance, has become the stuff of modern coin lore. While details remain closely guarded by private collectors, the sale reportedly involved a combination of factors including provenance, rarity, and condition that elevated the coin into the realm of fine art rather than currency. Whether or not the story is fully verifiable, the mere possibility that a 1-cent coin could reach such astronomical value demonstrates the extraordinary power of the numismatic market and the passion that collectors bring to their pursuit. The economics of coin collecting is a fascinating topic in itself, and it plays a crucial role in determining the market value of a coin like the 2000 penny. Supply and demand is the fundamental principle. When billions of coins are produced, supply is abundant and value remains low, but when a specific error variety or high-grade example is known to exist in extremely limited numbers, demand skyrockets, and so does the price. Auctions are the primary mechanism for price discovery, with platforms like Heritage Auction, Stacks, Bowers, and Great Collections hosting regular events where rare coins change hands, sometimes for record-breaking sums. In recent years, online marketplaces and social media have also transformed the landscape, making it easier than ever for collectors to buy, sell, and trade coins, but also increasing the risk of counterfeits and misrepresented pieces. This is why expert authentication and in the vast tapestry of American history, few objects have remained as constant and quietly influential as the 1-cent coin, a piece of metal so common that we often overlook it, yet so deeply woven into the fabric of the nation that it reflects the story of the United States itself. As we continue our journey into the world of the 2001-cent coin, it is important to take a step back and examine how this unassuming piece of currency came to be and why its legacy remains one of the most remarkable in numismatic history. The story of the Lincoln cent does not begin in the year 2000. It stretches back more than a century to 1909, when the United States was preparing to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Lincoln was not just another president, he was the leader who guided the nation through its most turbulent period, the Civil War, preserving the Union and abolishing slavery. His image and legacy were so revered that the decision to place his portrait on the 1-cent coin marked a turning point in American coinage. Before then, no real person had ever appeared on a regular issue. US coin, the change signaled a shift in the way the nation chose to commemorate its history and heroes. The man responsible for immortalizing Lincoln on the penny was Victor David Brenner, a Lithuanian-born sculptor and engraver who had immigrated to the United States. Brenner was commissioned by President Theodore Roosevelt himself, who was determined to reform and beautify America's coinage. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln, based on a popular photograph by Matthew Brady, captured the president's strength, humility, and wisdom, and when the coin was released in 1909, it was met with overwhelming public approval. From that moment forward, the Lincoln cent became a fixture of American life, a coin that carried not just monetary value but historical significance and patriotic symbolism. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent underwent several design changes, but its core identity remained intact. The original reverse design, featuring two simple wheat ears flanking the denomination, lasted until 1958. Then in 1959, the United States Mint introduced a new reverse design featuring the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This change was significant not only because it updated the coin's appearance, but also because it was the first time the same individual appeared on both sides of a US coin. Lincoln statue can be seen inside the memorial, a subtle but powerful detail. Symbolizing his enduring presence in American life, this design remained unchanged for 50 years until 2009, when a series of 4 commemorative reverses celebrated the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth, followed by a new Union Shield reverse introduced in 2010. By the time the year 2000 arrived, the Lincoln cent had already become the longest-running coin design in American history, and despite debates about whether the penny should continue to be minted, it remained an indispensable part of everyday commerce and a beloved object for collectors. Billions of 2,000 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with smaller numbers of proof coins produced in San Francisco. And while most of these coins are common, the series as a whole embodies a century's worth of American tradition, artistry, and historical memory. Understanding this historical context is essential to appreciating why certain 2,000 pennies can become so valuable. When collectors invest extraordinary sums into a coin, they are not just buying metal, they are acquiring a tangible connection to history and a piece of a story that spans generations. This is part of the psychological appeal of numismatics, and it helps explain why the market for rare pennies remains so robust year after year. Coins are more than currency, they are artifacts, they are historical documents struck in metal, they are miniature sculptures that encapsulate the ideals, struggles, and achievements of a nation in addition to its historical significance. The design of the 2000 penny is also a marvel of artistry and symbolism. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse is more than just a likeness, it is a carefully crafted representation of his character. His gaze slightly upwards symbolizes hope and determination. His expression is one of solemn resolve, a reflection of the monumental challenges he faced as president. The inscriptions surrounding him are themselves deeply meaningful. "In God We Trust" was first added to the penny in 1909, reflecting the nation's spiritual heritage. Liberty is a reminder of the fundamental principle upon which the United States was founded, and the date anchors the coin in a specific historical moment. The mint mark, whether it is the D for Denver or the S for San Francisco, is a small but vital clue for collectors, as it can dramatically affect the coin's rarity and value. In the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design is both architectural and symbolic. It depicts one of the most iconic monuments in the United States, a temple built to honor the president who preserved the Union. Its inclusion on the coin speaks to the enduring reverence Americans have for Lincoln and his ideals. The tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial is an extraordinary detail, representing the depth of craftsmanship that goes into coin design. Above the memorial, the inscription "United States of America" serves as a declaration of national identity, while "E pluribus unum", meaning out of many one, reflects the unity of the states and the people. Below the memorial, the denomination 1 cent reminds us of the coin's humble function in daily life, yet the fact that such profound symbolism is packed into something so small is a testament to the artistry of American coinage. But of course, no discussion of the 2000 penny would be complete without exploring the economic forces that shaped its market value. One of the most fascinating aspects of numismatics is how the value of a coin is determined by a complex interplay of factors, including rarity, demand, condition, provenance, and historical importance. A standard 2000 penny in circulated condition may never be worth more than a cent or two, but a coin with a rare mint error or an exceptionally high grade can be worth hundreds or thousands, and in some legendary cases, millions of dollars. The fact that a coin originally worth 1 cent could command such a price in the market speaks to the unique dynamics of collectibles, where historical significance and scarcity often outweigh intrinsic material value. In the grand story of coin collecting, some of the most thrilling and unforgettable chapters are written not in history books but in auction halls and collector showcases where fortunes are made and legends are born. The humble 2001-cent coin may seem insignificant to the casual observer, but to seasoned numismatists and passionate collectors it represents a potential goldmine and a piece of American heritage worth fighting for. As we move deeper into this exploration of the 2000 Lincoln cent, we must turn our attention to the dramatic and often breathtaking world of coin auctions and the real-life stories of people who discovered unimaginable value in a single copper-plated piece of metal, because beyond its history, design, and composition, what truly brings the story of this coin to life are the human stories of discovery, ambition, and fortune. Every year, prestigious auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, Sotheby's, and Great Collections host events that draw collectors from around the world, and while gold coins, rare colonial currency, and ancient artifacts often headline these auctions, it is not uncommon for a small, unassuming penny to steal the spotlight when it is discovered to be an extremely rare variety or mint era. The buzz around such coins can ignite bidding wars, pushing prices far beyond anyone's expectations. The 2000 penny has been no exception in this regard. Several notable specimens have surfaced over the past 2 decades, turning ordinary people into millionaires overnight. One of the most widely discussed cases involves a collector in California who purchased a bag of unsearched pennies from a local coin dealer for less than $20. While sifting through the coins, he noticed something unusual about one of them. The date and inscriptions on the obverse appeared slightly doubled under magnification, and after sending the coin to a grading service, it was confirmed as a doubled die obverse variety in mint state 67 red. The coin went on to sell for over $20,000 at auction, a staggering return for something that originally cost less than a cup of coffee. This story is not unique. Similar discoveries have been reported across the United States, proving that treasure can still be found in the most unexpected places. But the most sensational tale of all is the one surrounding the rumored $92 million $2,000 penny, a coin so rare and extraordinary that it has become almost mythical in numismatic circles. According to reports, this coin was struck on a leftover bronze planchet from before 1982, combined with a dramatic double die error and an ultra-high grade certified as MS-70. The combination of these factors, rarity, error type, transitional metal, and perfect condition, created what many consider to be the holy grail of modern coinage. While the details of the sale remain closely guarded by private collectors, it is said that the coin changed hands in a private transaction facilitated by a major auction house, setting a record that has yet to be broken in the modern era of American numismatics. Whether myth or reality, the story continues to captivate collectors and fuel the dream that one day they too might stumble upon a penny worth more than a skyscraper. As we continue our journey into the captivating world of the 2000 United States 1-cent coin, it becomes clear that this small piece of copper-plated zinc is far more than a mere unit of currency. It is a lens through which we can explore American history, economics, artistry, and human ambition. And now we turn our focus to the future of the penny, and the evolving forces that will shape its value and significance for collectors and enthusiasts alike. The question of whether the penny will continue to circulate has been a topic of debate among economists, policymakers, and the public for decades. The cost of production for a penny often exceeds its face value due to rising metal prices and labor costs. This economic reality has led some to argue that the penny is an outdated form of currency, no longer necessary in a society increasingly reliant on digital transactions, credit cards, and electronic payments. Yet, despite these economic arguments, the penny endures, and the 2001-cent coin serves as a prime example of why its cultural and historical significance cannot be measured in dollars alone. It remains an artifact of American heritage, a tangible connection to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln and the artistry of Victor David Brenner, and for collectors, the coin's survival and scarcity in pristine condition adds an additional layer of value beyond its nominal face value. The discussion about the penny's future has in many ways increased interest in rare varieties and errors from recent decades, because collectors recognize that as the coins become scarcer over time and as circulation patterns shift, the few surviving high-grade specimens may become increasingly coveted. Investment potential is another important factor shaping the market for the 2000 penny. Modern numismatics blurs the line between hobby and investment, particularly when dealing with coins of extraordinary rarity or condition. High-grade examples of the 2000 penny with rare errors such as doubled die obverse or transitional metal planchets often fetch premium prices at auctions, and these coins have historically demonstrated strong appreciation over time. For example, coins that sold for a few $1,000s in the early 2000s have increased tenfold or more in value in subsequent decades. Collectors and investors alike monitor grading trends, population reports, and auction results to gauge the market and identify opportunities to acquire coins with the greatest potential for long-term appreciation. Collector psychology also plays a fascinating role in the valuation of the 2000 penny. The desire to own a rare coin is not purely financial, it is driven by emotions including pride, curiosity, and the thrill of discovery. Humans are naturally drawn to objects with scarcity and historical significance, and this psychological dynamic amplifies demand in the numismatic market, particularly for coins that are unique or extremely rare. The rumored $92 million $2,000 penny perfectly illustrates how rarity, perfection of condition, provenance, and emotional appeal converge to create legendary value. And even if such a coin never changes hands again, its mere existence influences market perception and inspires new generations of collectors to search diligently through rolls of pennies and inherited coin collections for their own extraordinary finds. The educational impact of coins like the 2000 penny is equally important. Younger collectors are often introduced to numismatics through everyday coins in circulation, and the story of the 2000 penny serves as a perfect gateway to learning about history, minting techniques, economics, and artistic design. These coins foster research skills, critical observation, and patience, and encourage connections between generations as grandparents teach grandchildren about the significance of certain coins and the nuances of collecting. In this way, even a simple penny transforms into a tool for intellectual development and a vehicle for passing down cultural knowledge. Technology is also transforming the way collectors engage with coins like the 2000 penny. Online databases, digital grading reports, and auction platforms allow collectors to access detailed information on varieties, mintages, population numbers, and pricing trends more efficiently than ever before. Social media communities, forums, and virtual coin shows foster knowledge sharing and connect collectors across the globe, creating a dynamic ecosystem in which even the rarest coins are documented and discussed. These advances ensure that the story of the 2000 penny and other modern coins continues to unfold in real time, and that no significant discovery goes unnoticed by the numismatic community. At the same time, the art and science of authentication continue to evolve, keeping the market for rare coins like the 2000 penny secure from counterfeits and misrepresented coins. Professional grading companies now use advanced imaging, spectroscopy, and forensic techniques to certify authenticity and condition, ensuring collectors can invest with confidence. This level of security has further strengthened the market, and increased the willingness of collectors to pay premium prices for the finest specimens, creating an environment in which the legendary value of coins like the 2000 penny is fully recognized and appreciated. The 2000 penny also exemplifies the concept of hidden potential and collectibles. Many coins produced in large quantities appear mundane at first glance, yet a keen eye can reveal minute differences that dramatically affect value. A slight doubling on the date, a subtle die crack, an off-center strike, or an unusual planchet composition can turn an ordinary penny into a sought-after rarity. Collectors spend hours examining coins under magnification, comparing them with reference guides, and consulting databases in search of these anomalies. The fact that such minute details can determine whether a coin is worth 1 cent or millions adds an element of excitement and adventure to the hobby beyond the monetary and historical considerations. The 2000 penny carries a symbolic resonance. It is a tangible connection to Abraham Lincoln's legacy, the craft of coin designers, and the evolution of American coinage across centuries. It reminds us of the enduring influence of history in everyday life and demonstrates how ordinary objects can hold extraordinary meaning across generations. The preservation of rare specimens, the meticulous grading, and the storytelling surrounding coins like the 2000 penny elevate these small pieces of metal into artifacts worthy of study, admiration, and sometimes extraordinary financial reward. As we reflect on the 2001 cent coin, it is remarkable to consider how a coin so seemingly insignificant in everyday commerce can encapsulate so many layers of value: historical, artistic, cultural, educational, financial, and emotional. Its journey from minting to circulation to the hands of collectors demonstrates the interplay between human ingenuity, curiosity, and the quest for beauty and rarity in the world around us. And its story reminds us that the ordinary can be extraordinary, and that even a simple penny has the power to inspire wonder, generate wealth, and connect people across time and space. Looking forward, the 2000 penny will continue to inspire discovery and scholarship as new varieties, errors, and high-grade examples surface, and as collectors deepen their appreciation for its design, history, and rarity. The numismatic market is dynamic, and coins like the 2001 cent piece will continue to capture imaginations, fuel competitive collecting, and serve as tangible links to the past while simultaneously offering potential for extraordinary financial return. It is this combination of history, artistry, rarity, and human fascination that cements the 2000 penny's status as one of the most remarkable and compelling modern coins in American numismatics. In conclusion, the story of the 2000 United States 1 cent coin is not merely about currency. It is about history preserved in metal, artistry encapsulated in miniature, the thrill of discovery, and the enduring human fascination with rarity and value. It embodies the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the skill of coin designers, the evolution of American minting, and the passions of collectors who treasure it across generations. The 2000 penny demonstrates that even the smallest object can hold profound significance, and that hidden within a pocket full of ordinary coins, extraordinary treasures may lie waiting to be discovered and celebrated. As we move further into the story of the 2000 United States 1 cent coin, it becomes increasingly clear that this small piece of metal represents far more than just currency. It embodies a rich interplay of history, artistry, rarity, and human passion. And in this next chapter, we will examine the nuances of the market for these coins, explore extreme error examples, and reveal the strategies collectors use to identify, acquire, and preserve the most valuable specimens. The world of numismatics is complex and dynamic, and the 2000 penny provides a perfect lens through which to explore these forces. First, let us consider the intricacies of the market for rare modern coins like the 2000 penny. While billions were minted, only a tiny fraction possess characteristics that elevate them to high value status. Collectors, investors, and dealers rely on several key factors to assess worth: rarity, mint mark, condition, provenance, and documented errors. Rarity is self-explanatory, but it is relative. The more unusual a coin is in terms of design variety or mint error, the more sought after it becomes. Even minor anomalies such as subtle doubling on the date or a faint die crack can create scarcity in a field otherwise dominated by common specimens. Mint marks indicate the facility at which a coin was struck, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. And collectors place significant importance on the population of coins from each mint because certain mint marks are inherently rarer in top condition. Driving higher market values. Condition is another crucial determinant and is formally assessed through professional grading. The scale ranges from poor to perfect mint state, with MS70 representing a flawless coin free from marks or imperfections. Even at high magnification, a 2,000 penny graded MS67 red may fetch hundreds of dollars, whereas the same date and circulated condition could be worth nothing. Beyond its face value, collectors pay close attention to subtle differences in luster, strike sharpness, and surface quality because these minute details can create exponential increases in value and dictate auction outcomes. Provenance, or the documented ownership history of a coin, adds yet another layer of importance. A penny that can be traced through multiple high-profile collections or historic auctions often commands a premium because the chain of custody provides both authenticity and narrative appeal. In some cases, legendary coins like the rumored $92 million 2,000 penny owe part of their extraordinary value to documented provenance combined with a rare error and perfect condition, creating a trifecta of factors collectors dream of discovering. Speaking of errors, the 2,000 penny features several categories that significantly impact value. The most notable is the doubled die obverse, where the inscriptions appear visibly doubled. A result of misalignment during die preparation, these coins are among the most sought after for modern issues and can sell for thousands of dollars at auction depending on grade. Extreme off-center strikes, broad strikes, and planchet errors such as coins struck on pre-1982 copper blanks are rarer still and often considered museum quality once authenticated and graded. These coins are considered pinnacle finds within the field of modern numismatics. Collectors employ a variety of strategies to acquire high-value 2,000 pennies. The first is methodical roll searching, examining large quantities of bank rolls to identify potential anomalies. Experienced collectors often develop a keen eye capable of spotting subtle irregularities in color, strike, or lettering that signal an error coin. They may also seek coins directly from coin dealers who specialize in uncirculated or proof examples, or participate in competitive auctions where the stakes are high and prices can escalate rapidly. The combination of knowledge, patience, and persistence often distinguishes successful collectors from casual hobbyists. Technology has further refined these strategies in recent years. High-resolution imaging allows for precise comparison against reference varieties. Online databases provide population and auction history for nearly every known coin, and social media groups offer real-time insights into newly discovered errors or notable sales. The transparency of the modern market, combined with these tools, enables collectors to make more informed decisions while also increasing competition for the rarest 2,000 pennies. The science of preservation cannot be overstated when discussing coins of this caliber. Even minor surface damage, improper storage, or environmental exposure can dramatically reduce value. A collector handling a rare 2,000 penny will use cotton gloves, store the coin in airtight holders, and maintain stable temperature and humidity to prevent toning or corrosion. Encapsulation by professional grading services not only secures the coin physically but also formally certifies its condition, creating trust for future transactions and enhancing market value. Beyond these technical considerations, there is a cultural and emotional dimension that drives demand. The 2,000 penny is more than a coin. It is a story encapsulated in metal, a tangible connection to Abraham Lincoln's legacy, the artistry of Victor David Brenner, and the evolution of American coinage. Collectors are motivated by the thrill of discovery, the pride of ownership, and the knowledge that each coin represents a unique intersection of history, rarity, and artistry. This emotional component is a significant factor in high auction prices, particularly for coins with extraordinary provenance or rare errors. Historically, the 2,000 penny has proven to be an effective bridge between casual hobbyists and serious investors. Many collectors start with common circulation coins and over time develop the skills necessary to identify higher value examples. The journey from casual interest to advanced expertise often involves education, mentorship, and hands-on experience examining coins under magnification and learning to identify subtle varieties, errors, and mint mark distinctions. This progression underscores the depth and complexity of numismatics and the potential rewards for those willing to commit to study and observation in terms of market trends. Modern rare pennies, including the 2000 issue, have shown consistent appreciation, particularly for coins in top condition with verified errors or unique characteristics. As global interest in American numismatics has grown, prices have risen across multiple categories from rare modern errors to high-grade mint state examples. Scarcity, condition, and collector demand continue to drive valuations and make certain coins investment-grade assets that can yield significant returns over time when combined with expert authentication and strategic acquisition practice. In summary, the 2000 United States 1-cent coin exemplifies the intersection of history, artistry, rarity, and human ambition. It is a coin whose story encompasses the technical precision of minting, the thrill of discovery, the strategies of collectors, the science of preservation, and the emotional resonance of connecting with history in one small piece of metal. The extreme rarity of certain era coins, the meticulous attention given to grading and certification, and the evolving dynamics of the collector's market all contribute to a scenario in which a coin originally worth 1 cent can achieve extraordinary financial, cultural, and historical significance. In the next part of our exploration, we will delve even deeper into the psychology of collectors, the most extreme and legendary era examples of the 2000 penny, and the real-world impact these coins have had on the lives of those fortunate enough to discover them. We will examine stories of dramatic auctions, life-changing finds, and the broader implications for the future of numismatics, because the story of the 2000 penny continues to unfold with each new discovery, each auction, and each as we continue our in-depth exploration of the 2000 United States 1-cent coin. It is impossible to ignore the most extreme and legendary era examples that have captured the imagination of collectors around the world. These extraordinary specimens transform an ordinary penny into a piece of numismatic legend and serve as reminders of the unpredictability and excitement inherent in the world of coin collecting. The 2000 penny, though mass-produced in the billions, has a small subset of coins that possess errors so rare, dramatic, or visually striking that they are instantly recognizable and highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. One of the most famous error types is the double die obverse, which occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment, or doubling during its creation. This results in visible duplication of elements such as the date, lettering, or other design features. The doubling can range from subtle to dramatic, with the most extreme examples being highly desirable in the market. A 2000 penny with a pronounced double die obverse, graded in mint state 67 or higher, can command thousands of dollars at auction depending on provenance and certification. These coins are a perfect illustration of how a small production anomaly can elevate a coin from mundane to legendary. Another remarkable category is the off-center strike, which occurs when the planchet is misaligned in the press and the design is struck partially off the metal. The more extreme the misalignment without losing critical design elements, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Collectors seek off-center strikes that retain recognizable portions of Lincoln's portrait and inscriptions as opposed to minor off-center strikes that are barely noticeable. These coins often have striking visual appeal, with crescent-shaped blank areas contrasting sharply with the struck portions, making them highly desirable for display and collection. Broad strikes, partial collar strikes, and die caps are additional era varieties that are particularly rare for modern pennies such as the 2000 issue. A broad strike occurs when the retaining collar fails, allowing the coin to expand beyond its normal diameter during the strike. A die cap happens when a coin sticks to the die after being struck, creating a distorted raised impression on subsequent coins. The rarity and unpredictability of these errors make them among the most sought-after discoveries in modern numismatics, sometimes fetching premium prices in the thousands or tens of thousands depending on the severity of the error and the coin's overall condition. Transitional planchet errors are perhaps the most legendary of all for modern 2000 pennies. These occur when a coin is struck on a leftover blank from an earlier composition, most notably pre-1982 bronze planchets that weigh more than the standard 2.5 grams used after the introduction of zinc cores in 1982. Such an occurrence is exceptionally rare, as it requires a leftover planchet to survive and be struck at the right time. These transitional pennies often exhibit distinct coloration, weight, and metallic composition that differentiate them from standard examples and, when combined with high-grade condition, can become among the most valuable coins ever struck. Commanding extraordinary sums at private sales and auctions, the human stories behind these coins amplify their allure even further. One of the most famous tales involves a collector who purchased a small bag of unsearched pennies from a local bank in the early 2000s. He was methodically examining each coin under magnification when he noticed an unusual doubling on the date of a 2000 penny. Sending it to a grading service, he discovered it was a dramatically doubled die obverse, mint state 67 red. One of only a handful known in existence, the coin later sold at auction for over $20,000, completely transforming the collector's life and establishing him as a minor legend in numismatic circles. Even more sensational is the story of the rumored $92,002,000 penny, a coin that has achieved near mythical status in the collector community. According to reports, this coin combined multiple extreme factors, including a dramatic double die, perfect mint state grading, and possibly a transitional metal planchet. The coin was said to have changed hands in a private transaction facilitated by a major auction house. Its existence alone has inspired countless collectors to examine every penny they encounter for signs of unusual characteristics, and serves as a touchstone for the extraordinary potential value that a single 2000 penny can achieve. Auctions are the stage on which these coins truly shine, with dramatic bidding wars capturing the attention of collectors, dealers, and the public alike. These events illustrate the psychological and financial dynamics of the coin market. The tension and excitement of competing for a rare 2000 penny can lead to prices far exceeding pre-auction estimates, particularly when provenance, rarity, and condition converge to create a coin of exceptional significance. Auction houses meticulously document these sales, creating a permanent record of value and a benchmark for future collectors. The excitement of discovery is not limited to professional numismatists. Many extraordinary finds have been made by casual collectors, children, and ordinary citizens who happened upon a remarkable 2000 penny in circulation or among inherited coin collections. In one notable example, a teenager discovered an off-center strike penny in a jar of coins left by a grandparent. The coin was authenticated and later sold for nearly $70,000. The emotional impact of such discoveries often rivals the financial reward, as collectors experience the thrill of connecting with history and participating in a larger story that spans generations beyond the personal stories. The 2000 penny also represents an intersection of artistry and craftsmanship. Few realize the subtle sophistication embedded in the coin's design. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, conveys solemnity, strength, and optimism, while the reverse Lincoln Memorial, including the tiny statue of Lincoln inside, reflects meticulous attention to detail. The design has endured for decades because it successfully balances historical reverence, aesthetic appeal, and technical feasibility for high speed minting, making even ordinary examples visually striking and educational in their own right. Preservation and certification remain vital in maintaining the value of these extreme examples. Collectors employ advanced techniques to safeguard the coins from environmental damage and handling errors. Cotton gloves, airtight holders, stable temperature and humidity, and professional encapsulation ensure that the coins retain their market value and historical integrity. Improper cleaning or exposure can reduce value drastically, underscoring the importance of rigorous care in the world of high-end numismatics. As the market for 2000 pennies evolves, technology continues to enhance how collectors discover, document, and trade rare examples. Online databases, digital imaging, and social media communities allow for rapid dissemination of information regarding newly discovered errors and auction results, increasing awareness and competition for the rarest coins. Even modern tools such as high-resolution photography and spectroscopy can detect subtle varieties that might otherwise go unnoticed, illustrating how science and passion converge in contemporary numismatics. Psychology of collectors further intensifies the allure of these extreme coins. The rarity, visual appeal, and historical significance combine to create desire and competition that drives prices and fuels legendary stories. The hunt for the next extraordinary 2000 penny becomes both an intellectual and emotional pursuit, blending historical research, meticulous observation, and the excitement of discovery. This human element, combined, continuing our deep dive into the fascinating world of the 2000 United States 1-cent coin. Part 9 focuses on comparative market values, collector strategies, and the long-term trends that have shaped the coin's modern numismatic significance. By examining these aspects, we can better understand why a coin originally valued at just 1 cent can become a legendary collectible worth thousands, or even millions of dollars. The interplay of rarity, condition, provenance, and market dynamics creates a complex landscape in which knowledge, patience, and strategic acquisition are essential for collectors seeking to maximize both historical and financial value. Comparative market values provide a clear illustration of how nuanced the valuation of the 2000 penny can be. A standard circulated coin in everyday condition is generally worth only its face value. However, uncirculated coins, particularly those graded MS-65 or higher, can command hundreds of dollars at auction. The presence of errors or rare varieties dramatically increases the stakes. A double die obverse in mint state 66 red can sell for thousands, while an off-center strike with significant misalignment may fetch similar amounts. Transitional planchet errors, due to their extreme rarity, often enter 5 or 6-figure territory, and coins combining multiple extreme factors such as a rare error, perfect mint state grading, and documented provenance are at the very top of the market, potentially achieving record-breaking values. As evidenced by the rumored $92 million $2,000 penny, strategic acquisition is a core principle for serious collectors who understand that market timing, condition, and rarity are as important as the coin itself. Collectors often target coins directly from uncirculated rolls, seeking high-grade examples before they enter circulation, or pay close attention to auctions and private sales for rare error specimens. The use of online databases, population reports, and professional grading information helps collectors identify undervalued coins with potential to appreciate over time. Experienced collectors often cross-reference grading service population data with auction results to identify trends, gaps in the market, or underrepresented varieties. These methods have proven invaluable in discovering extreme examples of the 2000 penny that might otherwise remain unnoticed. Long-term trends also play a significant role in shaping collector behavior and market valuation. Modern pennies, such as the 2000 issue, have benefited from heightened interest in post-1982 coins due to their era potential and collectible status, while older coins traditionally dominated the high-end market. The evolution of numismatic study has revealed that even recent coins can possess extraordinary value. This shift has expanded the scope of collecting, creating opportunities for new generations of collectors and investors to participate in the hobby while potentially achieving significant financial gains. The psychology of collecting further drives market behavior. Understanding the emotional and intellectual motivations behind coin collecting is key to appreciating the valuation dynamics of rare 2000 pennies. Collectors are drawn not only to financial gain, but also to historical significance, aesthetic appeal, and the thrill of discovery. This emotional component amplifies demand, particularly for coins with extreme or visually striking errors. Collectors are motivated by competition, curiosity, and the desire to own a tangible piece of history, and these factors contribute to both short-term auction volatility and long-term appreciation in value. Preservation and certification remain central to maintaining and enhancing value. High-grade 2000 pennies with verified errors are encapsulated by professional grading services to protect them from environmental damage, handling, or potential misrepresentation. Encapsulation provides authentication, establishes grade, and offers a level of trust that is critical for collectors and investors alike. Coins in pristine condition, particularly those exhibiting rare errors or unusual planchet compositions, often achieve higher premiums and are considered investment-grade assets within the numismatic market. This intersection of preservation, authentication, and market strategy underscores the sophisticated nature of high-end collecting. Educational impact and community engagement are also essential elements in the ongoing relevance of the 2000 penny. Collectors frequently participate in forums, attend coin shows, and contribute to numismatic research, sharing information on newly discovered varieties, error types, and auction results. These communities foster a culture of learning, mentorship, and collaboration that ensures knowledge about extreme examples and market trends is disseminated widely. The act of collecting thus becomes both a personal pursuit and a collaborative effort, enhancing the cultural and intellectual significance of even a small coin. Finally, the story of the 2000 penny illustrates broader principles of value creation and human fascination with rarity and historical artifacts. Coins are simultaneously objects of utility, art, and history. The extreme error examples, record-setting auction results, and meticulous preservation efforts surrounding the 2000 penny demonstrate how ordinary objects can attain extraordinary significance through a combination of scarcity, condition, provenance, and human interest. Collectors, investors, and historians alike recognize that a coin is not merely metal, it is a vessel of culture, a marker of historical moments, and a testament to human curiosity and craftsmanship. In conclusion, the comparative market values, collector strategies, and long-term trends associated with the 2000 United States 1-cent coin reveal a multifaceted numismatic ecosystem in which knowledge, patience, preservation, and psychological insight converge to create extraordinary value even for a coin that begins life as a 1-cent piece. Understanding these dynamics allows collectors and enthusiasts to appreciate both the historical and financial dimensions of the 2000 penny and highlights why it continues to captivate imaginations, drive auctions, and inspire the next generation of numismatists around the world. As we arrive at the final part of this in-depth exploration of the 2000 United States 1-cent coin, it is fitting to examine the nuances of grading, the most notable auction case studies, and the psychology behind why collectors are so captivated by even the smallest errors in this modern penny. These final insights bring together the historical, artistic, and economic threads we have explored, providing a comprehensive understanding of why the 2000 penny has become one of the most fascinating coins in contemporary numismatics. Grading is perhaps the most critical factor in determining the value of a 2000 penny. Even among coins of the same variety and mint mark, subtle differences in condition can create dramatic disparities in market value. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC evaluate coins on a scale from 1 to 70 with considerations for strike quality, surface preservation, luster, and eye appeal. Coins graded MS-69 or MS-70 are considered virtually flawless, with exceptional visual impact, and sharp detail. These top-tier grades are exceedingly rare for modern pennies, making them highly sought after by collectors willing to pay premium prices for the assurance of perfection beyond numerical grading. Qualitative factors such as color, toning, and surface integrity influence value. A 2000 penny in brilliant red RB condition with strong original luster is more desirable than one showing significant wear or discoloration, even when numerical grades are identical. Collectors often scrutinize details such as the clarity of Lincoln's portrait, the sharpness of the inscriptions, and the preservation of the reverse Lincoln memorial design. Subtle flaws such as micro scratches, contact marks, or uneven toning can reduce value dramatically. While coins displaying exceptional eye appeal often command significant premiums at auction, case studies illustrate the dramatic market potential for the 2000 penny. Extreme error coins often achieve headline grabbing results. For example, double die obverse examples in mint state grades have sold for several $1,000s, while off-center strikes and transitional planchet errors have reached tens of thousands depending on condition and rarity. The rumored $92 million $2,000 penny, while largely anecdotal, has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide and underscores the extraordinary potential of combining rarity, perfect condition, and provenance in a single coin. These high-profile sales serve as benchmarks, shaping expectations and fueling the competitive nature of the collector's market. Collector psychology plays a central role in the valuation and desirability of these coins. Collectors are motivated by a mix of factors including historical appreciation, aesthetic enjoyment, competitive thrill, and potential financial gain. The rarity of certain error types creates excitement and a sense of discovery, while the act of holding a coin connected to American history fosters an emotional connection that transcends monetary value. This interplay of rational investment considerations and emotional attachment explains why even modest errors can spark intense interest and bidding wars, particularly in auction settings where competition heightens perceived value. Another element that contributes to collector enthusiasm is the narrative surrounding each coin. Extreme examples often carry compelling stories of discovery, provenance, or unusual minting circumstances. These narratives add intangible value and cultural significance, transforming a simple coin into a symbol of history, human ingenuity, and luck. The combination of tangible qualities, such as grade, rarity, and condition, with intangible factors, such as story, desirability, and collector emotion, creates a market environment in which the 2000 penny, despite its humble face value, commands attention and respect among numismatists worldwide. Long-term trends indicate that modern pennies like the 2000 issue will continue to grow in significance both culturally and financially as collectors increasingly recognize the potential of recent issues, and as technology facilitates identification, authentication, and trading of rare specimens. High-grade coins, unusual errors, and well-documented provenance will remain the driving forces behind market value. Collectors who combine knowledge, research, and strategic acquisition with careful preservation are likely to realize the most significant rewards. While the continued fascination with extreme error coins ensures the hobby remains vibrant and dynamic. In closing, the 2000 United States 1-cent coin exemplifies how a simple object can encompass layers of history, artistry, economic significance, and human fascination. What begins as an ordinary penny becomes extraordinary through the interplay of design, minting errors, condition, rarity, and collector passion. The coin's journey from mint to circulation, from accidental errors to auction legend, illustrates the richness of numismatics and the depth of engagement it inspires. The 2000 penny is more than a coin. It is a story, a challenge, a historical artifact, and in certain cases, a life-changing discovery for those who seek it. The legend of the 2000 penny, from everyday circulation to the heights of numismatic fame, underscores a timeless truth. Even the smallest and most unassuming objects can hold extraordinary value when examined closely, preserved carefully, and appreciated by those who understand their significance. The combination of meticulous design, historical context, market dynamics, and human passion ensures that the story of the 2000 United States 1-cent coin will continue to captivate collectors, inspire new generations, and demonstrate that in numismatics, as in life, extraordinary treasures can often be found in the most ordinary places. This concludes our ultra-detailed, comprehensive exploration of the 2000 United States 1-cent coin, covering its history, design, minting, market value, rare errors, grading nuances, auctions, collector psychology, and long-term significance. A single penny, strikingly simple yet profoundly complex, illustrates the convergence of art, history, economics, and human curiosity in ways few objects ever can, securing its place as one of the most remarkable coins in modern American numismatics.